Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So we will continue from yesterday's slides. In yesterday's talk, we have already gone through the historical background of Dunhuang. And now I will select the subject and related to the development of the Dunhuang art. Dunhuang, it is on the Silk Road, but following the development of Buddhism from India to China, there is one key figure that is the Indian king, Ashoka. So yesterday I have already asked some of you how to recognize the figure who's who. So this figure, in fact, it was discovered in China. However, it contains a strong cultural element from Gandhara region. So based on the Indian story, the king Ashoka, the way how he promoted Buddhism gave influence of some emperor in China. So from the Southern Dynasty Liang, the Emperor Liang Wudi, he also followed the way of King Ashoka. So in China, in Sichuan, in Chengdu, there are several ancient Buddhist temple sites were discovered with the sculpture that were created and made in the Southern Dynasty Liang around the early 6th century. So this is one of the archaeological discovery. The sculpture, it was made of the king Ashoka. Although it was discovered in China, however, we can see the Gandharan influence in China, even until the early 6th century. So this is one of the very important archaeological discovery in China. And then, the slides cannot move. Okay. During the lifetime of King Ashoka, he sent 9 envoys to promote Buddhism into different countries. So in Sri Lanka, in Southeastern Asia, and in Central Asia, and also in Western world, received Buddhism. And the very early Buddhist art and architecture, which were all under the influence by King Ashoka, he sponsored building of Buddhist temple, Buddhist stupa. So in India, there are several ancient and very early Buddhist sites were under the sponsor by King Ashoka. So we trace back to the very early Buddhist architecture for Buddhist monastic practice of meditation. It's called a Vihara cave. So here we have an example from Ajanta. So we can see the Vihara cave. It was built for meditation. And another type of the Buddhist architecture is called a Chatya cave. This type of Chatya cave can be seen in Ajanta cave on the top left. So this is one of the major architecture type of cave temple. And following the transmission of Buddhism and Buddhist art from India to Gandhara and Xinjiang. In Xinjiang, in Kizil cave, we have this type of Chatya cave with a central pillar and the central pillar connected with the ceiling. And in Xinjiang, we have another type of the central pillar. It is a square column, and the square column connected with the ceiling. But in India, the Chatya cave, the stupa on top with the umbrella. So the architectural element and the architectural type, that is slightly different from the Chatya cave and the central pillar cave in Xinjiang. And the type of the cave in Xinjiang, it also provides a model later that we can see in Dunhuang. So this type of the central pillar, it was also used for walking in circumambulation, for walking meditation and walking visualization of the Buddha. So let's examine the various type of architecture in Dunhuang. So in Dunhuang, we know in yesterday's lecture, I introduced there was one monk, Yue Zun. He traveled from the east. When he arrived at Dunhuang, he started to build the very early, the first cave in Dunhuang. So far, there is no any inscription provide evidence for which cave that were built by Yue Zun. But according to scholars' research in Dunhuang, there are 3 earliest caves made in the northern Liang, that is in the early 5th century. So based on their study, the very early cave, one of the very early cave, it was designed with a meditation cell. It's called a vihara. Another type of the cave in Dunhuang that is similar to Chatya cave, that was transformed from Chatya cave into the central pillar. So we have the central pillar cave in Northern Wei. And later, we have the assembly cave that were created from the Northern Wei, Western Wei, until the Tsui and Tang dynasty. And there are also the cave enshrined with a giant Buddha statue. So we have the Nirvana Buddha or Maitreya Buddha in the giant sculpture form. And there are an area with a lot of the cave were built. That is in the northern district. So in the northern district, this is an area only used for the monastic Buddhism master, Buddhism monks for their living and practicing meditation. So in this area, we don't see the mural painting and the sculpture with a very colorful design. Here we have the cave that were designed with a meditation cave or living cave for the monastic. And in this area, we also have the storage cave in this area. So if we are visiting this cave, we can see in front of the cave, they preserve very original type of the cave. There are no any renovation or any wooden structure that were built to preserve the cave. So the type of the cave is still preserved the ancient style. So from the very early cave in the northern Liang, one of the cave 268. So this is one of the earliest cave. It is not very big. I think the space, when we are entering into the cave, it's just like this area, half of the space in the front. So there are 4 meditation cells on both sides. And it was mainly used for worshiping to the Buddha and then practice meditation inside the cave. So this is the cave 268, made in the northern Liang. So before we are continuing to the other cave, I just mentioned the direction of the cave. In Dunhuang, the cave, they were built facing the east. And we enter into the cave. So this is the cave 268. And here we have a main altar. Here is in the west. And here is in the south, and here is in the north. So we enter into the cave. So on our left-hand side, we have the south wall. So here is the north wall. So I usually mention which mural painting in which wall. So on the west wall, we have the seated image of the Buddha. And you can also see the image of the Buddha is quite unique. See, he is seated in cross-ankle posture. And also on both sides, we have the Bodhisattva, and below the main altar, there are a group of the image of the donor. So the donor's image were painted on the wall. So this is one of the earliest cave. And on the ceiling, we also have the design with the square pattern on the ceiling. So this is one type of the meditation cave in comparison with the Ajanta. So you can also see in Ajanta cave, they combine the different architecture of the cave together. They built the Chatya cave here, and then to build Vihara cave side by side. So the building of the different architectural type of the cave for using with the different purpose of practice. So the Buddhist monks, they can practice worshiping to the Buddha and practicing walking in circumambulation in the Chatya cave. And after they're worshiping to the Buddha, they can also practice meditation by using the Vihara cave. So in Dunhuang, we can see in the early cave, they combine the worshiping to the Buddha and the meditation together. So this is a very early cave. And in India, another very early cave we can also find. I think this is from Nasik cave in India. And on the main wall, you can also see there are several small cells, small rooms. These are all the meditation room for Buddhist monks. And in the main wall, we also have an image of the Buddha, of the stupa. And the stupa is a symbol of the Buddha. So we can also worshiping to the Buddha and also practice meditation inside the cave. So this is an early Vihara cave in Dunhuang. The small cell designed within both walls that were used for meditation. So people can worship to the Buddha and also practice meditation. Another very early cave, that is the cave 275. The cave 275, it was designed with a worshiping hall or lecture hall. And on the west wall, we have a main statue. So based on the proportion of the Bodhisattva's sculpture, so you can see and understand the importance sculpture of the Bodhisattva Maitreya on the west wall is one major deity inside the cave. So the Maitreya Bodhisattva on the west wall, and on the south wall, we have the mural painting. In the upper level, we also have the design with the Bodhisattva Maitreya into Sita heaven. And in the north wall, we also have the similar pattern of design. So this is one very early cave with the design to combine with the belief of Maitreya, and the depiction with the life story of the Buddha on the south wall, and also Jataka story on the north wall. So there are different purpose for the designing of the subject of the mural painting. So we mentioned the Northern Liang. So the Northern Liang is one very powerful ethnic minority people. They were very active in Gansu and in the northwestern part of China. But Northern Liang, they were Xiongnu origin. Later, following Northern Liang, another ethnic minority people, that is Tuoba clan, Xianbei. So Tuoba, Xianbei, and Xiongnu, they were two very powerful ethnic minority people. They occupied the Gansu and northern China under their the growing of their power. So we started to study Dunhuang from the Northern Liang, from Northern Liang period to Northern and Southern dynasty, and to Tsui dynasty and Tang dynasty, and the Dunhuang Grottoes were started from 4th until 14th century. So we can see the historical timeline for the development of the Buddhist cave in Dunhuang. So the earliest year that were started from 366 based on the Buddhist monk Yue Zun, but the latest year for the using of the cave, that is in the Yuan dynasty. So the over 1,000 years history for Dunhuang, it makes Dunhuang very important for us to study Buddhism, Buddhist art and culture in Chinese Buddhism. So based on the various type of architecture, so I use the model to introduce the different type of cave in Dunhuang. So you can see the model here. It contains with the very early meditation Vihara cave of the 268. And we also have the central pillar cave. So here is the entrance. We enter into the cave and we worship to the Buddha. And the central pillar cave. And then we have the assembly hall cave and the Nirvana cave. And also the back screen cave from Dunhuang. So from the different time period, there are different caves were built. But I select some most representative in each different time period. For example, in the 16th Kingdom period, it includes the Northern Liang. So we have the cave 268, 272, and 275. And in the Northern Way, there are several very famous caves, such as 254, 259, and also in the Northern Way, in the Western Way, we have the very famous cave of 285. It contains with the written inscription of the year. And also in Northern Zhou, we have the cave number 296. It is also very popular, and 428. So these are a group of the cave were built. We put them into the cave belong to the Northern dynasty. And for the earliest three caves in Dunhuang Mogao, we have the cave 268, 272, and 275. So these three caves were built in different time, but probably some one were earlier built, and the following one cave, another were built. However, based on the architectural type, we know that the three caves were built totally different. So they were built and designed totally different with different architecture and different mural painting in subject, and also with a different purpose for practicing. And these are the earliest cave 268. So you can see in Dunhuang Academy, they also put the 4 small meditation cell with number. Each has a number with the number 267, 269, 271, 270. So there are total 5 number for the group of the cave 268. And we also have a cave belong to Northern Liang, 272 and 275. But you can also see in the cave 272, there are 2 small attached small area. So they also were numbered with 2 number. And in the cave 275, besides the 275, there is also a small area, small cave with a different number. So they were built in the middle level in the Dunhuang Mo Gao. So in Dunhuang Mo Gao, they were all built from different time period. So I mentioned they were not numbered following the sequence from left to right because the cave were built in different time period. So in different time, the Buddhist craftsmen, they select and build different cave in different area. So based on the number of the cave, there are total 400 more cave in the southern area. So here is the southern area. So the earliest cave that were used for the purpose for meditation. And based on the subject in the mural painting, so we can examine the art and the subject of the art and also the artistic style could be traced back to India. So from Indian tradition, following the development of Buddhist art, there are 2 main Buddhist art schools were established, Gandharan school and the Madura school. So Gandharan school and Madura school later were all disseminated into the different region in China and in Southeastern Asian country and also in Eastern Asian country. For the identification of the subject matter in Dunhuang, we can also identify all the Buddhist art, all the story in the mural painting and sculpture. It can be divided into 3 major subjects. The story related to the Buddha Sakyamuni's previous life. So it's called the Jataka story. And a story related to the present life of the Buddha. So the biography of the Buddha. And also the story related to the future Buddha, the Maitreya Buddha. So the past, the present, and the future. So it emphasizes the concept of the Buddha of the 3 generations, 三世佛. So the concept of the 3 Buddhas, the 3 generations, it is one type of the one major philosophy in Buddhism. So in Buddhist art, so if we can understand the concept, and then we can, it will be very easy for us to identify the story in mural painting or the sculpture, the past, the present, and the future. So I select the cave in the Northern Liang, the cave 275, as an example. So in the main wall, we have the Maitreya Bodhisattva, and on both sides in the upper level, there are also the image of Bodhisattva, Maitreya in Tusita heaven. So the depiction of the Maitreya Bodhisattva is a concept related to the future Buddha, future Buddha Maitreya. So you can also recognize when we enter into the cave, there is a very the central concept, central subject inside the cave related to the Maitreya in the future. However, if we examine the subject matter of the mural painting on the south wall and the north wall, we examine the subject of the story in the south wall. It contains with the life story of the Buddha. It has a depiction with the Siddhartha Gautama, with the 4 encounter. He lived out of the palace and the encounter with the sick man, a dead man, and also a happy monk. So he has 4 encounter. So the depiction of the 4 encounter in the south wall. And in the north wall, it contains with the depiction of the story with the Jataka, different Jataka story. So the Jataka story, it also reflects the past life of the Buddha. So now we have the whole structure of the subject, the past, the present, and the future. So inside the cave, it conveys a very clear idea of the concept of the 3 generations of Buddhism. And in the main altar, we have the image of Maitreya Bodhisattva. The Maitreya Bodhisattva were enshrined in the west wall, and in the north wall, on the upper level, we have a seated, pensive image of a Bodhisattva. He's seated under twin tree, and the seated posture also indicate the different moment of the Bodhisattva's practice. So the Bodhisattva seated in cross-ankle posture, he wears the 3-jeweled crown. And the style of the crown, it can be also traced back to the Persian art. So in the cave, it contains with a strong element of the Central Asian cultural element, especially for the main statue of the Bodhisattva Maitreya. You can see the whole artistic style of the sculpture is not Chinese, especially the face of the Bodhisattva. He doesn't look like Chinese, and the costume and also the jewelry, the crown indicate a foreign influence, a foreign element. And on the crown, we can also see there is a small Buddha on the crown. So maybe you will have a question. If there is a Buddha on the crown, is he Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, Bodhisattva? So in the early phase of Buddhist sculpture, Maitreya and the Guanyin, they all has the Buddha on the crown. But the earliest, most popular Bodhisattva in Dunhuang is Maitreya, not Guanyin. So we can identify in the earliest cave in Dunhuang, enshrined with Bodhisattva Maitreya. So this is one very important point. Later, when we discuss about the Kushang Empire and the Gandharan art, we will examine the Maitreya belief, the importance of Maitreya belief in Gandhara region. So this is a very typical example for the influence from Gandhara culture. Yes? Huh? Oh, Maitreya. Okay. So Maitreya in the Tusita heaven with a special iconography seated in cross-ankle posture. The seated posture, and also from the Gandharan tradition. Later I will show you the picture. In Gandharan tradition, the Maitreya Bodhisattva is holding a water jar in left hand. But here we don't have the water jar. Probably originally there are something holding in hand, but now it was lost. But we are not sure whether it is a water jar or a money drawer. We are not sure. But from the Gandharan tradition, later we can find the answer. So this is for an early example of the Mogao cave. So we can see the design with a different image of Maitreya. It conveys the process for the Bodhisattva's practice. From the Bodhisattva's practice, during one certain process, he practiced contemplation, meditation. So this is a moment the Bodhisattva practicing contemplation with a passive seated posture. So he seated under the twin tree, and the image were created on the north wall inside the cave 265. And we mentioned about the life story of the Buddha were depicted on the south wall. So on the south wall, you can also see the painting style and also the figure with a very early type of the art in Dunhuang. The art in Dunhuang from the northern Liang, you can see on the artists, they use the dark brown color to design the background. After painting with the dark brown on the background, and then they started to depict the figure of the Bodhisattva. And in the middle, we have the story of the Siddhartha Gautama. He left the palace and he had 4 encounters. So we can see he encountered an old man, and he encountered a happy monk. So this is a depiction of the 4 encounters. So based on the mirror painting and also the Maitreya in the Tusita heaven images inside cave 275, we have the Bodhisattva Maitreya in Tusita heaven. So how can we know this is Tusita heaven? Because in ancient time, this type of architecture was called a Tsui in the Han Dynasty. This type of the Tsui building architecture, it was a symbol of the heaven and a symbol of the a very good place for the dead person. So we have already found a lot of the pavilion designing with the Tsui. So this kind of the Tsui building could be found a lot from the tomb burial culture in China. And the Tsui, it was designed as a symbol of the gateway to heaven. So this is a symbolic meaning by the model of the Tsui architecture. And here in Dunhuang, in Buddhist cave, they also use the Tsui gateway as a symbol of the Tusita heaven of Bodhisattva Maitreya. So the similar pattern and similar symbolic motif were applied in different sites in China. So we have the architecture with the Tsui gateway. We have the architecture with Tsui gateway as a symbol of the Tusita heaven. And also the story by Siddhartha Gautama. You can also see the in the Northern Liang the figure painting with the Siddhartha Gautama encounter old man, encounter a sick man and a dead man. He also encounter a happy monk. So the depiction of the four encounter indicate the mirror painting contained with the subject of the life story of the Buddha. So this is a very early painting style. You can also identify the face of the figure because of the oxidize of the outline of the figure and the shading of the outline. So the black outline, it was oxidized. Originally, it is a skin color or white color. So it is a shading technique, influence from India. So we have the figure in the Northern Liang, very typical painting style with the influence from Indian and Central Asian painting style. And we also have the flying angel. So you can also find the flying angel in heaven. They are celebrating the Buddha, preaching the Dharma, and also playing the musical instrument. And they are also designing in a shrine or in a beautiful architecture. So you can also see the designing with the architecture, with the pattern. And also we have the pavilion design, chair gateway, indicate the symbol of the Tusita heaven, and Bodhisattva perform the Dharma teaching hand gesture, and seated in cross ankle posture. He seated in front of a triangle seat. And this format of the chair was also origin from Central Asia. So there are several cultural elements derived from the Persian or the Greco-Roman artistic motif. And also on the ceiling, we have the square pattern, and we have the main image of the Buddha. So the Buddha bare right shoulder and seated in cross ankle posture. Some scholar suggest maybe this is Maitreya Buddha. But some scholar also suggest this is Sakyamuni Buddha. There's no confirmed reason. So we have the central image of the Buddha. On both sides, we have the Bodhisattva. They have the halo, and also flying angel. And below the main altar, we have the image of the donor. So in the study of the image of the donor, so we can also study the historical and social background of that time. So you can also see they have different costume in different time period. So based on the shrine by the Buddha, we have a very unique format of the architecture, the column of the lintel. So the design of the column were with the pattern in the painting. So we can see the architectural element receive influence from the Ionic the architecture style. So this is also one ancient Greco-Roman influence in Dunhuang. So we trace back several elements from different regions. And later we have the cave, meditation cave in 285. In the cave 285, we have the main altar with a group of the Buddhist sculpture, Buddha and 2 Buddhist monks. The 2 meditation monks, they were designed as an attendant on the 2 smaller shrines. The designing of the sculpture in this kind of the unique combination, it also indicates the subject matter inside the cave that were different from before. Usually we have the whole group of the sculpture with the Buddha and Bodhisattva, but here we have Buddha with 2 meditation monks. So it indicates the purpose for the cave contained with some certain purpose for the practicing meditation as a guiding for the meditation. So on both sides inside the cave, in the south wall and the north wall, there are 4 small cells in each wall. So the 4 small cells were used for meditation. And because the cave, it contained with the certain year, 538 and 539. So the cave 285 is one of the earliest dated cave in Dunhuang. It contains with the written inscription on the north wall. So it is a cave of Western way. And we also need to compare with the early Vihara cave from India. In India, the Nasik cave 3 dated back to 2nd century BC. So that time period belonged to the aniconic period, without the creation of the image of the Buddha. But in Dunhuang, so this is a time period of iconic period. So we have the main altar enshrined with the Buddha statue. If we compare some small element of the architecture, we can also find the connection between the cave 285 and India. So in cave 285, you can see in the entrance of the small cell, the lintel design, the pattern of the lintel design, it is very similar to the Buddhist cave from India. So in India, even in the very early Buddhist cave, such as in the Lama Rishi, dated back to 3rd century BCE. This is BCE. And the lintel design could be seen in the Western way in Dunhuang. So we can trace back of the Indian influence in Dunhuang. And we can also take a look of the Buddhist stone relief from Barhu Stupa. The stone relief sculpture with the designing of the ancient Indian Buddhist architecture. So the connection between the India and the Dunhuang can be examined from the architecture. And in ancient and in early Buddhist practice, the meditation and the meditation cave, vihara, is very important. So we have a lot of the early preserved vihara cave in India. And this type of the cave design were usually designed in a group. So in India, based on the floor map, this is from Baja cave. So we have the Chatya cave designed side by side with the vihara together. So the vihara cave were used for meditation. Chatya cave were used for walking meditation and worshiping to the Buddha. So in the group of the cave in India, so we can see the prototype of the cave architecture from India. So that is why later in Dunhuang, we can see the designing of the group of the cave in northern Liang. There are cave of 268 is a Vihara cave. We have 275 with the worshipping cave. So they were used for different purpose. And inside the cave 285, we also have the very beautiful sculpture of the meditation monk. So the meditation monk, it was made in the early 5th century. So it preserved a realistic sculpture of the Buddhist monk of that time. So we meet the Buddhist monk who lived 1,500 years ago. So this is a realistic depiction of the Buddhist monk of the Western way. And because the cave were designed with the image of the sculpture of meditation monk, so we examine on the border, on the ceiling, there is a group of 30 more image of meditation monk inside the cave. So here you can see the designing with the different image of monk practice meditation seated inside a cave. And the cave were located in a forest. How can we identify they are practicing meditation in forest? Because you can find the designing of the pattern of a tree, and also the pattern of the mountain. So we have the tree and the mountain as on side by side, indicate they are practicing meditation in the forest. So the group of the meditation monk can be also is seen. They wear different color of the monk's robe. So it is really very fashion design. So you can also see the pattern of the monk's robe is quite beautiful. And also even inside the cave, each monk wears different color of the monk's robe. And you can examine the different color and different pattern of the design. So we also mentioned the tomb near Dunhuang. In last century, archaeologists discovered many burial tombs dating to the 16th Kingdom period. 16th Kingdom period, it includes the northern Liang. And the group of the tomb were buried in the Gobi Desert under the ground. And the group of the tomb were uncovered. Archaeologists only opened a few of the burial tomb, and they discovered quite a unique architecture of the tomb. So the site is called Dinjiazha, Dinjiazha in Jiuquan. So Jiuquan is in Dunhuang. Dunhuang is in Jiuquan city. So based on the architectural type of the Dinjiazha tomb, so we can see the tomb architecture is very unique in design. It is in a shape very similar to the nomadic culture. They are using this type of the building and traveling along the Silk Road. So we have the tomb architecture. It was designed with two chambers, the frontal chamber, the back chamber. So the architecture, later, it was assimilated into cave temple in Dunhuang. This kind of the truncated ceiling design that is different from the cave in India. That is the local culture in Dunhuang. So the cave design with the truncated ceiling, there are some certain consideration to design the truncated ceiling in order to support the pressure from the mountain. So the architect, they designed this type of architecture in Dunhuang. So many of the caves in Dunhuang can be examined with a truncated ceiling. So this is a type of the hall cave or lecture cave in Dunhuang. And this is a type of the central pillar cave with a central stupa pillar, the transformation from the Chatya cave from India. So the central pillar, it was designed as a symbolic meaning as a stupa for worshipper to walk around the stupa. And in front of the central pillar, we have the designing with a gable ceiling. So the gable ceiling in front of the central pillar indicate it was a local Chinese roof design inside the cave. So we have the Chinese cultural element, we have the Indian element, we have the Greco-Roman element, Persian cultural element inside the Dunhuang Mo Gao. So the process for the transformation from Chatya cave from India can be seen from the picture here. The Chatya cave with a stupa in the center. And then in Xinjiang, we have a square column, central stupa pillar in Xinjiang. So this is one type of the very early central pillar with 4 sides with a hollow. It could be enshrined sculpture inside the in each shrine. And following the Xinjiang central column, and then we have the central stupa cave in Northern Wei in Dunhuang, with designing with the gable ceiling in front, and some in some cave, such as in the Tsui dynasty, the space it was also added with a frontal chamber. So we enter into the cave. We will also have a frontal chamber, and then entering into the main chamber with a central stupa pillar. So this is a type of the major architecture. So we mentioned about the gable ceiling. Is a type of the Chinese roof, wooden architecture with the roof of the local tradition. And in the Northern Wei, the central pillar is one of the major architecture. And this kind of the central pillar cave in Dunhuang appeared in Northern Wei. That was created later in Dunhuang. But we have an earlier central pillar cave could be identified from the city in Zhangye. It can be dated to Northern Liang. So the central pillar of the Northern Liang cannot be identified from Dunhuang, but can be found in Zhangye city. In Zhangye city, Jingta Si, it preserved with 2 central pillar cave. So this is an earlier example, earlier than Northern Wei. So Jingta Si was located in Zhangye city, but the place of the location of the cave is quite remote. So we need to travel, pass by a very beautiful place with the landscape and arrive at Zhangye, Jingta Si, and Mati Si. So this is an area with a very beautiful landscape. And in the time of the early 5th century, so you can imagine the nomadic people. If the king, they have strong belief of Buddhism, they want to select a very good place to build Buddhist temple, Buddhist cave, and with Buddhist sculpture. So here is one site associated with the Northern Liang. So here you can see it preserves only 2 caves dedicated to the Northern Liang. So the central pillar cave were designed with a very beautiful sculpture of the Buddha and Bodhisattva. So maybe you can see the style of the sculpture were different from the Northern Way in Dunhuang. So they also, by using of the clay sculpture, to create a lot of the small statue of the Buddha, and to attach on the wall on the central pillar. So here is a group of the clay sculpture of the Buddha statue. So the style of the architecture is similar to the Northern Way in Dunhuang with the central pillar. However, in Dunhuang, we don't have the earliest central pillar dedicated to Northern Liang. It can be found in Zhangye, Jingta Si. And later in the Northern Zhou, following Northern Liang, Northern Wei, now we encounter a cave in Northern Zhou. So Northern Zhou dynasty, during this time period, there are some very powerful Buddhist follower. One of the follower was a government official whose name was Yu Yi in the Northern Zhou. He sponsored and he collected the money from many donors. So based on his management, so they enshrine a very huge central pillar cave during the Northern Zhou. So the cave 428 is a very huge central pillar cave. So you can see the large scale of the cave 428. So based on the scholars' research, according to their study of the image of the donor, you can also find on the lowest level here, the image of the donor were all depicted in the lower section on the wall. So the image of the donor, each of them contain with the inscription, with name, with the identification. Some of them are the Buddhist monk, some of them are the government official. So based on the inscription, scholar identify there are over 1,000 donors for the building of the cave. And also one government official, Yu Yi, he was one main figure to sponsor building of the cave. So you can see the sculpture and the painting and also the architecture type were all very well designed. So this is a very early, very large in the scale of the central pillar in Northern Zhou dynasty. From another view, so you can see from this view, we can also view a group of the image of donor were depicted here on the wall. So this is Northern Zhou, a transformation of the Chaitya cave from India. So on the mural painting in the cave 428, so we can identify the story depicted on the wall. It also includes with the life story of the Buddha. So anyone who can suggest what is the subject? What is the subject of the mural painting? I have answer. I have answer here. Attack of Mara. The final moment, the Siddhartha Gautama attained enlightenment. He conquered all the defeat by the enemies. So you can see the designing of the enemy, the devil. They are holding the different weapon to attack Siddhartha Gautama. But he successfully conquered all the enemy in his mind and also from outside. So this is a depiction with the attained enlightenment. And he performed the unique hand gesture. The final moment, he attained enlightenment. And in the following, the Northern Zhou, in the Sui dynasty. So Northern Zhou, it was a time period. We have the time period until the late 6th century. So from around, from the 581 onwards, is the Sui dynasty. We have a very unique type of the architecture. So the architecture in the Sui dynasty with a very unique design. Anyone who can guess what is the meaning of the architecture of this shape? Anyone who can? Sumeru Mountain, a shape of Sumeru Mountain. Sumeru Mountain, it is a concept of the Buddhist cosmology, a one world. And the Sumeru Mountain, it is also equivalent to the shape of stupa. So stupa, it is a shape and a symbol of the world. And Sumeru Mountain, it is also a symbol of the world. So we have the Sumeru Mountain design, and we have inside the cave, we have the whole architecture could be divided into 3 sections. So based on the 3 sections, the whole structure, it is a transformation from central pillar. So we have different central pillar design in the Sui dynasty. So it is only found in Sui. We have only 2 caves like this, the cave 302 and the cave 303. So the shape as a symbol of the Sumeru Mountain. Originally, there are small Buddha attached on the whole Sumeru Mountain. However, nowadays, they will all disappear during such a long time. Originally, there are small Buddha were attached on the Sumeru Mountain, indicate the numerous Buddha's land in the universe. So this is one symbolic meaning of the Sumeru Mountain. So the concept and the meaning of the Sumeru Mountain, it is the same as a stupa. So in the symbol for the elementary organization of the universe, it was origin and according to Hindu cosmology. So in Hindu cosmology, it has some similar theory related to Buddhist cosmology. So based on the structure of a stupa, and based on the shape of the Sumeru Mountain, with the designing of the different realm of existence. So each spire or step represent a heaven, the uppermost portion being a point which is supposed to be the highest peak of Mount Sumeru. a mythical mountain whence the bodhicitta loses itself in Sonya. So the highest achievement in Buddhist practice. So the symbolic behind the Hindu temple has been explained by scholar Kumaraswamy. He interprets the temple not only as a building providing shelter to the images and the worshipper, but also as the image of the cosmos. The temple in this metaphysics is the house of God and his body, representing in its parts the drama of disintegration and the reintegration, which is an essential theme of Indian thoughts. So when we understand the Indian culture tradition in Buddhist architecture, and then we can understand the Buddhist art in Dunhuang. So we need to combine the various Buddhist art elements in study of the Dunhuang art. So in the aniconic period, so the Buddhist practitioner, they worship the stupa as a worshiping to the Buddha. So the stupa is a very essential symbolic motif in Buddhist art. So the Buddhist art was primarily a tool of communicating with the audience and also the spirituality in the ultimate truth, knowing and stimulating the mind, something as did literary narrative, was not only different from this early art, but in rather sought the completely distance itself from it. The Buddhist art was conceived thus more or less as a visual alternative of its scripture. So when we are reading Buddhist art, we are also reading Buddhist sutra, Buddhist scripture, if we understand. So in ancient time, there are many people, they were not very well educated. So they rely on the viewing of the picture and to understand the Buddha's teaching. And widely believe Buddha's mandate against making and worshipping his personal images, which fell in line with the pre-Buddhist imagery and worship cult, was a well-considered move, distancing the Buddhism from the tradition of idol worship, not a move seeking to distance it from art. On the contrary, the Buddha considered art an effective aid in accomplishing meditation. So this is also a process for before the really contemplate the mind. So we already seen the architectural type of the lecture hall cave and the worshiping cave and central pillar cave. So now let's take a look of the hall or assembly cave. The hall or assembly cave were very important type in Dunhuang. So here we have a cave, 249 in the Western Way in Dunhuang. So the designing combining with the Taoist, Hinduist motif or mythological story with depiction on the ceiling and also with the Buddha and the Bodhisattva on the west wall. So this type of the cave were one major type of architecture. So we have the truncated pyramidal ceiling, and we have a main area for worshiping to the Buddha's sculpture on the main altar. And this is one of the very popular type of architecture in in Dunhuang, especially in the Tsui and Tang dynasty. So one example is from the early Tang cave in 220. And the cave 220, you can see in the main shrine, we have the group of the Buddhist sculpture with a mirror painting on the south wall and the north wall. And also we have the cave with the assembly hall cave with a main altar enshrined with a group of the Buddhist sculpture. So maybe you can have an exercise now. Anyone who can tell me, is there any image lost, missing here? Yeah, you find here, there is one image of Bodhisattva missing here. So during this time period, in the Dunhuang art, the more symmetrical design with a sculpture group. So obviously, there is one sculpture were lost. Yeah. So in the main altar, we have the very beautiful image of the Buddha. So the Buddha statue, he performed the Dharma teaching gesture with a very beautiful the Buddha's robe, especially in the Tang Dynasty style. And on the back, you can see the Buddha has the halo design with 3 different layers. And on the back, with a body leaf shape on the back. But inside the halo, there are floral patterns decorated with very beautiful color. So the artists and painters in the Tang Dynasty, they are very good with very high taste of the art. So you can see the color tone were very elegant, very harmonious, designed in whole cave, especially inside the cave. The whole group of the sculpture, it preserved the original sculpture and also the color of the Tang Dynasty. So all the sculpture here are preserved for over 1,300 years already. So you can imagine how well in the condition of the whole group of the sculpture. So that is why the image, the sculpture of the Bodhisattva were stolen. So because the sculpture was very beautiful, very beautiful. So we can appreciate the beauty of the Buddha. You can see the Tang artists paint the mustache of the Buddha. And also we have the image of the Buddha's disciple. Do you know who's who? Ananda and Kashyapa are very representative of each characteristics. The very handsome young disciple, Ananda, and practicing ascetic of the Kashyapa. So the craftsmen, they create both figures to give them a very stylistic feature and characteristics. And on the monk's robe of Ananda, do you notice the monk's robe were decorated with a floral pattern? Very fashioned monk's robe. And also on the pattern, you can see the gold color. Originally, it was decorated with gold leaf. Very treasured monk's robe by the Ananda. So you can imagine in the Tang Dynasty, in some Buddhist temple, probably some abbots, they have this kind of very beautiful monk's robe. And also the monk's robe for Kashyapa were also designed in different pattern. So we have the image of the Kashyapa with a vividly depict his facial expression. So each contain their own significant feature. So this is Kashyapa. And we have the sculpture of the Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva, he has a very unique hairstyle of the Bodhisattva. And also the Bodhisattva half closed the eyes, looking down the sentient being, showing the Bodhisattva's compassion. When you are viewing of the Bodhisattva, you can feel the compassion from the Bodhisattva. And the Bodhisattva has a very beautiful necklace, has a very elegant hand gesture. So we can appreciate the beauty of the Bodhisattva sculpture by viewing from different perspectives. So you can see the preserving with a very beautiful skin of the Bodhisattva. And also from the Bodhisattva's face, do you identify, is he male or female? Male. He has mustache. He has mustache. So in this time, Bodhisattva still contain with the identity of a male form. So we can view from different perspectives. So you can see the very elegant seated posture and hand gesture by the Bodhisattva. So if we are entering into the cave, we cannot view in such a detail. So only when we enlarge and by using of the picture from the book, the color book, so we can view from the different perspective and appreciate the beauty of the artwork in the Tang Dynasty. So we can find the Bodhisattva seated, and another smaller size of the Bodhisattva were kneeling and with the Anjali mudra, hand gesture. So by viewing this side, so you can see the few sculpture such as Kashyapa, the image of the Bodhisattva and the worshipping Bodhisattva were made in sculpture. However, in the whole altar on the west wall, there are more images of the monk and the Bodhisattva. They were made in painting form on the wall. So the combination with the sculpture and the painting together is one type of the technique from India to Dunhuang, because the limited space in the main altar. So craftsmen, they design some other more Bodhisattva and the Buddha's disciple with the painting on the wall. So you can see the seated Bodhisattva and kneeling posture of the Bodhisattva. So there is one more worshipping Bodhisattva will disappear. So there are originally total four. So this kind of the, yeah? Yeah, this is also one fashion in the Tang society. For the wealthy royal women, they usually have different hairstyle with the indication of their different social status. So we can find the figure painting from the Tang Dynasty, from the sculpture and from the mural painting, from cave and from tomb. The Tang lady, they have different hairstyle. if there's a chance, I can also show you the picture of the hairstyle mainly designed in the Tang Dynasty. Sometimes you can see the elaborate hairstyle with layer and layer floral pattern by using of the hair, very long hair, to design the different pattern. So in China, especially in the Tang Dynasty, the society with a very flourishing of economy and the culture and the art. So the people, if they are from the royal or the wealthy family, they have very different hairstyle and the costume design. So we have the missing bodhisattva from the cave. So the missing half-kneeling attendant bodhisattva from the southern side inside the cave 328. It was one collection in the United States in Sackler Museum now. So do you appreciate the beauty of the bodhisattva? He looks like a young lady, young beauty, just like your neighbor. And very elegant, the posture, with the hand gesture, the Anjali Mudra, very beautiful and elegant. So this is one missing sculpture. We appreciate the beauty of the Bodhisattva from different perspectives. And the sculpture, it was stolen by Landon Warner in 1924. So when he removed the sculpture, there are 5 labor helping Landon Warner to remove the sculpture to the United States. So this is a historical photo. It also of the missing bodhisattva. Now, if you are visiting the museum in the United States, you can pay a visit to the stolen artifacts in the collection in Sackler Museum. So this is a early Tang or High Tang cave. So based on the west wall, we examine except the sculpture, except the sculpture. So do you notice on the ceiling inside the cave were also depicted with mural painting. So the artist and painter, they draw very detailed in each part inside the cave. So on the ceiling inside the main shrine, it has a depiction with the Maitreya Buddha. So on the ceiling, and also inside the main cave, main area, on the main ceiling, you can see the designing with the floral pattern, designing on the ceiling, and this is how the cave design with a different pattern or motif. And we also have another type of the assembly hall cave. So in comparison with the cave 328, another cave 322, it was designed with the double recessed niche. So in this way, the sculpture could be designed with more space. So you can see the Buddha, the 2 disciples, the 2 bodhisattva, and 2 guardian figures. So this is one different in the main shrine design in Tang Dynasty. Another feature of the cave, that is the designing with the back screen. By using of the back screen as a transformation of the central stupa pillar to designing with the main platform with the back screen to connect with the ceiling and together with the truncated pyramidal ceiling. This is a type of cave architecture in the later Tang and the 5 dynasty. There are also the sculpture were also enshrined on the platform. So the platform, it is another type of the shrine. So it was also used for worshiping. It was enshrined with a group of the Buddhist sculpture originally. So this is one of the very beautiful sculpture from the cave 196. So the cave 196 is also a back screen cave in later Tang, and the cave 85 is also a later Tang cave with a back screen design. So this is from the cave 85, and the cave now it is not open to public because the damage and of the wall painting seriously. So nowadays this cave is under conservation work. So you can see they are originally enshrined with the sculpture on the main platform. And the cave 61 is also a cave with design with the back screen. Nowadays, all the sculpture on the platform were all destroyed. However, the scholar identified this is a cave dedicated to Manjushri Bodhisattva. So the whole cave were designed with different subject, different Buddhist sutra illustration. However, the main back screen, originally it was enshrined a Bodhisattva sculpture. However, do you know how scholar could identify the main, how they can discover the answer of the main statue is Manjushri Bodhisattva? Because on the wall here, there is a fragment of lion's tail. So based on the lion's tail, lion is the main attribute for Manjushri Bodhisattva. So they discover a lion's tail fragment here. So based on the fragment, scholar identify the main statue is Manjushri Bodhisattva. He's riding on the lion, but the whole group of the sculpture were all destroyed. Okay, let's have a break, and then we will. Yes, please. Yeah. Thank
you. Then my second question is in relation to Central Pillar Cave and say, for example, the Manjushri Caves.
Yeah.
Are all the images in the Central Pillar Caves and the Manjushri Hall part of the stone? That is to say, they're all carved out from solid cave rock instead of being carved elsewhere and brought it into the caves?
In India, because in India, such as Ajanta and the Ellora cave, the stones are very strong, so they carve into the mountain rock directly with the stone sculpture. But in Dunhuang, because the mountain is more sandy, so they use a wooden core to add clay to create the sculpture. So they made the sculpture and then to enshrine inside the main altar.
So how about the Mount Meru? Is it part of the rock, or is it done the same way as you described? You know, the inverted
Sumeru mountain.
Yeah.
I think the structure, the structure of the Sumeru mountain because I didn't see any research on the sculpture of the Sumeru mountain. So I'm not sure whether it is one part from the sandy rock mountain, or it was made of the something inside in the center and to add clay together. I'm not sure. Yeah. So this is a very good question. I never saw any scholar notice this question before.
Thank you. My last and final question. On slide 83 of your slide, talking about the function of Buddhist art as a visual alternative to its scriptures. I mean, I totally agree that in those days, most people are illiterate anyway. Maybe only top 2 or 5% of people could read and write. So art form is very important. But on that slide you mentioned, on the contrary, the Buddha considered art an effective aid in accomplishing meditation. Can you elaborate on that? Is it Buddha himself or is it later Buddhist scholars?
Because according to the Buddhist sutra that were delivered by the Buddha, there are several contemplation and combined with the visualization methods together. So that were also delivered by the Buddha. So that is a type of the visualization sutra. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about the sources. Thank you.
The sources. Yeah. There are several. There are at least 3 major visualization sutra. It is also associated with the methods for meditation. And these 3 texts were popular in the early period in Buddhism, when Buddhism was transmitted into China. We have the 观无量寿佛经, we have the 观无量观佛三昧海经, and the 观弥勒菩萨上身兜率天经. So the 3 visualization sutra pay attention to the visualization of the images and also the sequence and the methods for visualization of the different story of the Buddha. That were also taught by the Buddha and recorded in Buddhist sutra. Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you. That was really helpful what you just said. I have a question on on labor.
Yeah.
The like in the pyramids, right? There are records of who built the pyramids, where did the laborers live, who was the foreman, and how were they paid, what did they eat, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So in continuing the kind of the whether it's paper or inscriptions that are left behind, is there any reference to who were the laborers, where did they live, how long, how much were they paid, that kind of thing?
Yeah, there was there is a scholar from Dunhuang Academy, Ma De, Professor Ma De. He specialized in researching on the worker, the craftsman, the laborer who create the Dunhuang cave and how much money they'd earned. They were all recorded in the There are several manuscripts with the records of the payment for the labor and the cost for the material that were used in ancient time. So they were all Professor Ma De, he researched all this basing from the inscription from the mural and also the record in manuscript. So they also have found the record of it depends on the scale of the cave. Sometimes it takes shorter time. Some of them take longer time. Maybe many years to complete the whole cave. But usually one cave where if it was still in use, they will be renovated or protected in different time period. But you mentioned another question, Chue. Chue. That is in the, because I forgot to show you the picture of the Chue. We do have this type of the architecture, Chue. Chue Gateway. In the Han Dynasty, archaeologists, they also discover in Sichuan, there are several Chue Gateway were preserved from the Han Dynasty. So it lasts for over 2,000 years. So we have the Chue Gateway built in front of the tomb. So it is a symbol and gateway to heaven. So it was used in burial culture, but we can also find it in Buddhist cave as a symbol of Tusita heaven. Yes?
Thank you. My question is related to illiteracy, because Buddhism is practiced by the emperor and the noble class. Yeah. So the far majority of the people are illiterate. So I'm just wondering, the artists, they may not be reading the sutra themselves, because they themselves may be good at painting, good at crafting, but they are not literate people. So there must be a contractor down there instructing them what to paint and what to do. So, and then finally, all these are actually donated by sponsor, the noble class, the rich people. So, because if you go to any temple, there will be a signboard to say who and who donated. There will be writings. But I noticed that there is no writing on the wall. It's all painting of the sponsor at the below. So I was just wondering that, is it the contractor himself also don't know how to write? Yeah.
To write
the name of the sponsor. Or craft it, you see.
I think this is a culture that was quite different from the traditional Chinese culture. Because in traditional Chinese culture, the scholar or the painter, they don't write down their name on their work. But in Dunhuang, it is a different cultural background. And we can find some of the caves were written with the name of the donor. And I think this is a very popular thing in Tang Dynasty, especially in Tang Dynasty. In northern Zhou, I mentioned one of the very big cave in northern Zhou. On the wall, we do have the written inscription to inscribe the who sponsored the cave, because the image of the donor is not very big, and there are many donors. They also joined the construction of the cave. So we can find the name, their official title, or the image of the monk. They also have their title on the written inscription. So this is a record. I think it is a record which were mainly mainly designed for the team leader. The team leader, who was also a government official, in order to show his responsibility to all the donor. I think this is a way he record their name on the inscription on the wall. So not all the image of the donor have their name on the wall, but some of the name are preserved very well. Yeah. Which 84? This one? Oh, this one? Yeah. Yeah, I just show you in the different phase. There are different architecture type were built in Dunhuang. Okay, so you can keep this. Okay. Any other question? Okay, so we can have a break.